There are a number of initiatives for the urban sector that have been launched by the Government of India. The Swachh Abhiyan, with a target for 2019 of total sanitation. We have a Heritage Cities program that essentially looks at leveraging the cultural heritage resources of many cities in India. Some say all cities in India are heritage cities. We have a housing mission that targets the provision of housing to all Indians by 2022. We have a rejuvenation mission that Shubhaji talked about, which is really looking at the nuts and bolts kinds of infrastructure, which includes transportation and open spaces, very importantly. So I think that might give you a little bit of an idea of the quality of cities that we're beginning to talk about. And I'll just come to how smart cities will contribute. And then we have a 100 Smart Cities program. These are all urban programs, but we're also looking at programs from other ministries which are crucial to the urban sector, such as, very importantly, Digital India. And within the Digital India mission, there is a commitment to creating e-governance. So this convergence between an e-governance program, albeit from a different ministry, and a smart cities mission is the kind of approach or intervention strategy that we're looking at. E-governance is transformative. It is likely to help us battle the chronic corruption in many of the operations we have. It will also create a transparent and accountable government system. And of course, it uses IT in a very ambitious way. So that's an enabler for the smart city, and we're counting on that becoming an enabler. So the smart cities mission is not necessarily talking about fiber optic cabling, but Digital India is talking about it. So we are beginning to feed off from the good ideas that are being created by all the different ministries. Similarly, Skill India. The capacity development that we need to do as a nation for what I mentioned to be this youth bulge. They need to have the skills necessary for the future. And last but not the least, as announced at Hanover, Make in India. And how does Make in India matter? Because the focus in terms of outcomes, the focus in the Smart Cities mission is on creating jobs. That has to be one of the key outcomes of the Smart Cities mission. And how do we do that? We need to start looking at the inherent strengths of the local economies of our cities. The fact that more than the formal sector, the informal sector is contributing to the vibrancy of the urban economies. And how do we move that towards some kind of a formalization? The fact that SMEs and frugal innovation is going to matter to the future of our cities. We're recognizing this, and how do we create the intervention that will help us to leverage all of these different phenomena?